Welcome to the Dice Tower Summer Spectacular, featuring live plays, contests, and we'd like to thank our sponsors and our special guests, and we hope that you enjoy.
Welcome back to the Summer Spectacular. There's a lot of very loopy people here right now.
Foolery. Yeah.
Do not take my name in vain again. It's just foolery.
Foolery.
All right. Anyhow, welcome to the mega announcement video. This is the last thing. This is the third or fourth year that we've done this.
Yes.
And if you are a publisher and watching and saying, what? I emailed y'all and some of you didn't respond. But we have 16 different publishers who have sent us videos making announcements of things that, well, most people haven't heard of before.
That's correct.
I've seen them, but I'll pretend to be surprised.
I have not seen them.
You guys have not seen
I
them.
have not seen it. I have no idea what this could be, actually.
Also, he's
I will
Tom
need at
Vassell.
least 6 spit takes.
Right.
I should have enough for
You have
that.
enough. He's Tom Vassell. I'm Mike DeLisio.
Yeah. Who's
this?
That's Tom Foolery.
What?
Wow.
Bamboozled.
Bamboozled McGee, they called me.
Bamboozled.
One time in high school I did.
All right, well,
And it
again,
goes better from there. Don't worry
we're
about
not really here for you to see us. We're here to see these announcements. So let's get started.
Hello everyone, Mike here, and I'm on the Dice Tower Summer Spectacular to announce a few things coming from Manor Games. First up, I'd like to talk about one of our most well-known gaming series, Maximum Apocalypse. Now, I'm not sure if I see Z out there watching this live, but in the Dice Tower review of Maximum Apocalypse Wasted Wilds, he actually noted that the rule set in this expansion, how easy it was and quick to get to the table, is how he wanted to play the game moving forward. Well, kudos to him for reading our minds a little bit, because today I'm happy to announce that we have completely revamped the back catalog of Maximum Apocalypse, and we have a new edition of the original game and Gothic Horrors on its way right now. Both of these new boxes, you can see, match the size of Wasted Wilds. They revamped the rule set, include the miniatures, the organizational trays, and this is just a way to get the whole line updated to what we released with Wasted Wilds. So if you're interested in learning more details about what we've changed along the way and why the Dice Tower guys liked Wasted Wilds so much, we will actually be posting an unboxing video later today on our channel after this announcement on Dice Tower, which will go into more detail of what's in these boxes. Next up, I'm thrilled to announce that there will be a new edition of the first game that I ever designed coming out soon. The first game I designed is known as Brass Empire. If you're unfamiliar with it, I don't blame you. It flew a bit under the radar and has been out of print for a few years. But in case you're wondering, Brass Empire is a steampunk deck building game with asymmetric factions where you play a cutthroat company trying to maximize profits by hiring the best employees, mining for brass, and sabotaging your opponents. What's even more exciting than get this game back into print, though, is the fact that Brass Empire, Gothic Horrors, and Maximum Apocalypse are all, starting today, available for pre-order on our website. So as soon as you finish watching this announcement video, or if you click over there right now, we're opening up pre-orders for all 3 of these new editions. It's not going to crowdfunding. They're actually on a boat right now headed to us. So we're hoping to get these in everyone's hands very soon. We even have our fingers crossed that some may show up at Gen Con next week. Last but certainly not least, I want to announce that our next crowdfunding campaign will be an expansion for our crunchy roll and write game, Merchants of Magic. If you're unfamiliar with Merchants of Magic, it takes place in our Set a Watch universe. You play as a merchant who is enchanting and crafting magical items for the adventurers that are fighting the monsters. The expansion is called Dangerous Business and introduces a variety of new expansion modules that add new elements to the game, obviously. One of the new things we're adding is we're going from sponsored adventurer cards to sponsored adventurer boards that look something like this, where as you unlock and craft the items on the adventurers list, you can modify their attack prowess down here. And then you'll be able to start vanquishing monsters for powerful bonuses in the game. This new expansion also features a new simultaneous action phase where you'll pick your guild cards and pick what you're going to do each round, brewing potions, advertising to other customers, potentially enticing customers and stealing them from other shops, or grabbing a new potion recipe, which will help you give it an edge up on the competition. We have these new potion recipes you can get and use the potion tokens that were in the original game to set off powerful combos. So keep an eye out for, this is a prototype box, but keep an eye out for Dangerous Business and the reprint of Merchants of Magic coming to crowdfunding campaign sometime this fall. Well, that's it for me this year and Rock Manor Games. As always, if you're interested in learning more about Rock Manor Games, you can go to rockmanorgames.com, which we'll put on the bottom here, and sign up for our newsletter. Thanks for watching and happy gaming.
You know what would be better? If we created a story together. An out-of-towner stands outside an airport, waiting on a taxi. Who are they going to see? And why do they have a ticket clutched in their hand? The plot thickens. No, not the plot of that story I was trying to make up. That's the name of the game we can play to create a story together. Bright Eye Games is going to be at Gen Con, and they're bringing with them their new game series, The Plot Thickens, a storytelling game for quick-thinking, imaginative folks just like us. Play cards from your hand to help tell your story, and earn points for connecting your narrative to cards other players have played. The most points earns you the title of main character, and the right to craft the story's conclusion. Check it out for yourself at Gen Con, where you can see all 3 versions of the game. The Plot Thickens romance, detective, and science fiction. And now for another incredible opportunity that sounds too good to be true, may I present my acquaintance, Charles Ponzi. When I went to Bright Eye Games with the deal of a lifetime, how could they say no? They couldn't. And so the game, inspired by my very legitimate financial fraud, is getting a new version. That's right. Bright Eye Games is publishing a new edition of Ponzi Scheme, releasing in 2024. The goal of the game? Don't be the first player to go bankrupt. Take it from me, it won't be easy to convince investors to fund fraudulent projects while promising ludicrously high returns on their investment. You'll have to borrow from Peter to pay Paul whenever those dividends are due. Stay afloat as long as you can, because as soon as one player goes bankrupt, the game is over. And if you have the biggest shell corporation remaining, you win the game. Coming to your table from Bright Eye Games in 2024 and worth every penny. Would I lie to you? Okay, so you can't trust him, but look, you can trust me. A new edition of Ponzi Scheme coming in 2024 from Bright Eye Games.
Hi, I'm Ian Brody, the designer of War of the Ring, the card game from Mary's Games, which released late last year. I'm here to give you the very first news about Fire and Swords, an expansion to War of the Ring, the card game, which is coming out in spring of 2024. Fire and Swords includes a number of new scenarios, most significantly one that allows up to 6 players to play, but there's also plenty included for fewer player counts. In fact, we're even including cards for use with the solo co-op expansion called Against the Shadow. Against the Shadow will debut at Essen this year in October. Fire and Swords will contain 60 faction cards, 9 new paths, 9 new battlegrounds, and 13 skirmishes, a new type of battleground to represent the smaller settlements and fortifications that fought in the War of the Ring, places like the Fords of Isen and Bree. Skirmishes are active alongside the regular battlegrounds, giving the players more choices for play. I've only seen a few of the illustrations so far, but like the base game, I'm really excited by what I've seen. Players of War of the Ring board game and Tolkien fans alike will be gratified to see that Fire and Swords adds all the areas of Middle-earth that weren't part of the main storyline, but were nonetheless deeply involved in the conflict. Places like Dale and Erebor, Dunland, Mount Gundabad, and more. 3 new factions are added, including Northmen for the Free Peoples, and Easterlings and Ruffians for the Shadow. Ruffians are guys like Bill Ferny, the Dunlandings, and even Lotho Sackville Baggins, the evil, or perhaps just misunderstood, people of Eriador in the northwest of Middle-earth. You'll also find included some of the most beloved characters from the novels, like Tom Bombadil. Before I get too far down the Tolkien geek hobbit hole, I don't want to forget to tell you about all the cool War of the Ring card game things that are happening at Gen Con. First, a demo copy of Fire and Swords expansion will be available to try out at Gen Con at the Ares booth, booth 541. Also, if you're interested, there are still a few seats left for the War of the Ring card game tournament at Gen Con, which will start at 10 a.m. on Saturday in the Lucas Stadium. By the way, if you're going to Gen Con for more than just Saturday, trust me, the last place you want to be on Saturday at 10 a.m. is the exhibit hall. There are also a number of learn-to-play sessions scheduled throughout the weekend. Right now, they're all sold out, but a trick to Gen Con is that not everyone shows up to events, and if you do show up with generics, you're in. Of course, you can come by booth 541 for a demo from me, or if you're really lucky, someone else.
Hi, y'all.
And if you're interested in what else might be in the War of the Ring card game pipeline, I'm currently working on a standalone game using a very similar system that takes a look at one of the professor's other works set in Middle-earth. This is a really, really long way off, so no time frame here at all, folks. So if you're coming to Gen Con, please stop by the booth and say hello and take a look at what's coming up. Bye, thanks.
Hi guys,
Good to see you.
our 2023 is shaping up to be chock full of news. Today we're excited to show you 2 of our new games.
The first one is a cooperative challenge that will put your wits, speed, and teamwork to the test in real time. Take a look.
Quicksand, a real-time cooperative game where you work together to deactivate a dangerous trap of gears and sand. Play cards to flip and advance sand timers and prevent any of them from running out. Beware though, acting recklessly will trigger the ancient contraption. Only strategic planning and perfect teamwork will allow you to overcome this intense challenge. 21 increasingly difficult levels to beat. Can you defeat the Quicksand?
For our second game, we move from sand traps to urban planning. We'll leave the introduction to a German friend of ours who's an expert in the field.
Hello, my name is Rainer Knizia, and my next job is at Sunrise Lane. So, anybody can tell me where I need to go?
Even behind the appearance of the most serene and romantic residential neighborhood lies fierce competition between construction companies to build it. Welcome to Sunrise Lane. Sunrise Lane is a game for 2 to 4 players where you pick the most prestigious plots of land and build beautiful houses. If you can beat your competitors to it. The rules are simple. Choose a space that is adjacent to any pre-existing structure and play a card of the same color to build a house and score points. Play more cards to build additional floors. The taller the house, the more points you get. With enough cards in your hand, you can even build more than one house during your turn. If that highly valuable plot of land you've been eyeing is just out of your reach, don't fret. You can always discard any card to build a park and keep your building spree going. You get a new card at the end of each turn, but beware. Renovations are not allowed after construction is complete, so make sure to be prepared before you start. Just skip a turn from time to time to draw more cards if you need. Don't forget the requirements of the town plan to accumulate bonus points. Construct the tallest house in the blue districts and make the majority of houses in the red districts. Additional points are also awarded to the largest groups of adjacent houses. Build a dream neighborhood in Sunrise Lane.
All right, let's take a brief break here. We got more announcements coming. But Mike almost fell out of his chair.
Tom, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for not letting the cat out of the bag. That was pure bliss, watching Reiner with his hard hat and his matching bow tie.
Yeah.
But do you think that was like the 80th take because there was a big hole in the wall? Do you think he just kept hitting it?
Every time? No,
No,
come
it was
on.
a one take. The way he hit his head coming out, that was a one take.
Yeah.
That's a solid bit of humor there. I thought he nailed it.
He's done some really good little humorous bits. He did one for the Marshmallow Test game a few years ago in Llama. He did a bunch of silly stuff.
So you're pumped about the Sunrise Lane.
I am very pumped about it. Actually, both of those Horrible Guild games look interesting to me. I'm not usually big on real time. I said Horrible Guild.
I know, it's easy to like both those horrible games.
No, Horrible Guild games. Yeah, those both look intriguing. Yeah.
I agree. I'm excited for Maximum Apocalypse.
He called you out.
I got called out a little bit, but that's great. The original Maximum Apocalypse and then Gothic Horrors being sort of, made backwards compatible or updated to implement some of the newer rules, faster setup, all those things. I'm really psyched for that.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to check that out. Yeah.
And then also the Brass Empire. I think that one looked really cool
That
to
cover
me too.
looked great.
That looks fantastic. Got
I don't
that
think I ever played the
steampunk
original.
kind of vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll speak for Roy. He's excited about the new expansion for War of the Ring card game. So
indeed.
And then, man, that plot thickens. I like that style of how those look.
The graphic design was striking, and
oh my word, Bright Eye is on point there.
Yeah.
The Ponzi scheme looked amazing.
It's a great cover on that Ponzi scheme. Good look.
Yep.
Yeah, the original one was that almost had no real graphic design. Actually, Ponzi scheme. This new one is like vibrant. It's really eye catching. Yeah,
it is.
Bright Eye indeed.
All right, well here you go. Let's take a look at 4 more announcements.
Hey everybody, Edo here, and I am absolutely tickled to announce not one, but 2 new games from Pencil First Games here at the Dice Tower Summer Spectacular. So the first game is called Sunrise at the Studio, and this is another partnership with Steve Finn and Dr. Finn's Games. Games like Sunset Over Water, Herbaceous, Foliferous, all easy to play, 20-minute games, welcoming, fun, exciting. And in Sunrise at the Studio, you're going to be playing as a potter or ceramicist in a pottery studio where you are making all sorts of bowls, vases, mugs, etc. And it is a combination of set collection, shared goals, drafting, and some really interesting and fun gameplay mechanics. Absolutely thrilled. It's fantastic. The art by Laura Bevant is gorgeous. Gorgeous. It's a fantastic addition to the line. Announcement number 2 is Snowfall Over Mountains. Now this game, designed by Scott Caputo, is a small pocket-sized, our pocket edition line sized game. It is a tile-laying game for 1 player. This is a 1-player tile-laying game where you are going to be at your cabin in the mountains, in the woods, fresh snow everywhere, and you're going to go be tiling and playing this tile-laying game where you're expanding your map out from your cabin and doing a combination of goals and sets as well. Wonderful combination of things. And Sunrise at the Studio, Snowfall Over Mountains, and actually the Foliferous Pocket Edition are all going to be part of the same Kickstarter later this year. Right now, we actually have the Siblings Trouble Kickstarter, Expanded Deluxe Edition and Expansion. This is live on Kickstarter right now. But after we've gone through the process with this title, the next up is the campaign for these 3 wonderful games. Again, Sunrise at the Studio, Snowfall Over Mountains, and Fullifer's Pocket Edition. If those are of interest to you, go to pencilfirstgames.com and you can see a little bit more information about those games, as well as sign up for our newsletter. We'll let you know when that Kickstarter is launching. So, big thanks to the Dice Tower and for the Summer Spectacular. Always awesome. Thanks. Bye.
Hi, I'm Justin Gary, the CEO of Stoneblade Entertainment, and together with Richard Garfield, we created SoulForge Fusion, the world's first hybrid deck game. In SoulForge Fusion, every deck is algorithmically generated to be one of a kind, so no two decks are the same. To play the game, you shuffle build any two decks together to make your one-of-a-kind deck. SoulForge Fusion has been a huge hit, selling almost 1 million decks since its release in October of last year. But the vision for SoulForge Fusion has never been complete. Until now. I'm excited to announce that at Gen Con of this year, players in the United States will have their first chance to demo the SoulForge Fusion app. Now what makes this so special is that it brings to life the true hybrid nature of SoulForge Fusion. Every single physical tabletop deck has a QR code that can be scanned into your online account at soulforgefusion.com, and very soon will be able to be played on the SoulForge Fusion app. That means that unlike other games out there where I have to have a physical collection, and even if there is a digital app, I have to buy everything separately, here your collection is one and the same. We love the tabletop gaming community, but the power of SoulForge Fusion means that no matter where you are, no matter how many people you have to play against in your local community, you'll always be able to find a game because you can play online, and the world is the community that you get to participate in. Now, some of you may not be going to Gen Con this year, where we're going to be having tons of events, including storyline events. We will be able to influence the story and the lore of the world. And if you can't make it to Gen Con, that's okay, because everyone that's a core fan, all of our true fans, we want to be able to invite you to join the community. If you go to stoneblade.com and join our mailing list, you'll be one of the first to get exclusive alpha access to the game once we are ready to release. And we have a lot of surprises in store. Not only will you be able to access your own exclusive collection and play against other players online or play against an AI, but we are also creating an algorithmically generated PvE campaign where you'll be able to play against automated bosses, leveling up your deck and advancing in all kinds of exciting ways. Now, I can't spoil all the details right now, but if you come to Gen Con, come see us at our booth, come say hello, or if you can't make it to Gen Con, sign up at stoneblade.com and you'll be the first to hear more.
everybody, it's Eleni from Czech Games Edition YouTube channel, and today I have a perhaps unusual announcement to make. CG would like to announce that our upcoming release that you probably heard of, Kutna Hora, The City of Silver, will be the first modern board game to use rewood. And you'll ask, what is rewood? Well, I didn't know about this material either, so don't feel bad, but it's basically an ecological alternative to plastic. It uses 80% wood waste with 20% recycled binding material to create any type of shape and color, and it's durable, light, and environmentally friendly, and also pretty. It is produced entirely in Europe from locally sourced and recycled materials that are degradable. All the rewood products are 100% reusable, so any waste created can be used for new production. From old, they make new over and over again without losing the good properties and minimizing waste even further. But probably the most important thing about rewood is that the production is similar to that of plastic. It's done through injection molding. So rewood offers details similar to plastic components, but way more details compared to wooden components. So this is the reason why we wanted to use it for Kutna Hora, as we wanted very detailed, really nice looking components, and they're also 100% sustainable. Next week at Gen Con, if you're going, you'll be able to play Kutna Hora there, and you'll also get the chance to see and touch the rewood components, to see the feel of the material, how it behaves, and also see the amount of details on them, and so on. and then again at Essensspiel later on this year, which is when the game will be released. If you're interested in learning more about this material or even in using it yourself, you can visit our website. We have an agreement with the makers that we will offer it to other publishers as well, so they can also use this great material. And that's it for now. I hope to see you all at Gen Con.
Prepare to embark on an extraordinary journey as the acclaimed RimWorld video game comes to life on your tabletop. GreyFox Games proudly presents RimWorld the board game, an immersive adaptation that delves deep into the essence of this beloved video game phenomenon. RimWorld the board game brings together the collaborative efforts of GreyFox Games and Ludion Studios, the visionary producer of the original RimWorld game. This partnership ensures a high-quality Kickstarter campaign that faithfully emulates the exceptional narrative experience that RimWorld fans have come to love. Drawing upon the expertise of a highly regarded tabletop game designer and working closely with RimWorld's very own Tynan Sylvester, RimWorld the board game promises to capture the spirit of the video game and translate it into a captivating tabletop experience. Head to www.greyfoxgames.com/RimWorld and be the first to receive exciting updates about the upcoming Kickstarter for RimWorld the board game, and join us as we forge a new frontier of adventure and survival in the RimWorld universe.
So how about that art on that snowfall over the mountains?
Oh, that was so
Look,
pretty.
Pencil First, I've really gotten to the point where most of their games are really hits
You
for
like
me.
that specific series is really good.
That line
There's
is-
a lot of game lines out
Yes.
there. I don't think there are as many as that are as consistent
Yes.
as the Pencil First,
There's
you know,
not
rolling
one-
right there. Like
yeah.
that line of games is tremendously
There's
consistent.
Not one in that nature line, you know, that Steve Finn kind of, you know, is part of that I've not liked. Some I've liked more than others, but these both look great. One, you know, being in those mini boxes, that looks to be a solo game, but I'm mostly excited about the Sunset in the Studio. That looks great.
Right, because they definitely have that line and that cohesive feeling, but then independently stand on their own as well,
Yeah.
you know? So I really like that, and I'm excited to see, where both of those are going, for sure.
When Z and I reviewed the SoulForge Fusion game, I liked it a lot. I said, well, I wish it was an app. So, hey, I'm happy.
Now it's an
and
app,
then
yeah.
you can play through and fight bosses. I'll be downloading that as soon as I can.
That looks great. Yeah, the fact that it's, again, you can scan your stuff and bam, you have a digital implementation of the thing you already own. I'm a big fan of it.
Yep.
I need to go back and play some more RimWorld. I downloaded and played a little bit.
I wasn't familiar with it at all, yeah.
Yeah, it's like we were saying Space Stardew Valley, kind of, sort of.
Okay.
So I'd be interested to see what that's like. And
yeah, I'm psyched.
CG does not have a booth at Gen Con. They have a room upstairs, the escalator, so you can go there to feel your rewood. Why do they call it like rewood? Because they're reusing wood?
Yeah, recycled wood or...
Because it's like the sawdust when you're cutting wood, so it's like the shavings that they usually can't do anything with, except for feed
Some
children.
of the times I'm going to go feel it because I'm curious what it feels like.
Sure, I will tell you, I really liked the look, at least on the video of those pieces. They almost looked washed in some of those shots.
I mean, it's neat that they can make an intricate shape that you normally have to use plastic for out of wood. It's sort of like, that's neat. Yeah. I do want to see these things for sure.
Because it's molded wood, not cut wood, not molded plastic. It's a happy middle ground.
Yeah.
Best of both, hopefully.
It's good to see innovation, right?
Yeah.
Trying something different, you know what I mean?
All right, we're halfway. Let's take a look at some more announcements.
The endless power of atomization will change the world as we know it forever. Let me tell you more about a recent discovery of mine that will change the course of the future and ameliorate lives of us as well as future generations. My name is Elsa von Fruchtlingfeld. Let me introduce Nucleum.
Nucleum is a heavy Eurogame designed by David Tursi and Simone Luciani that takes us to Saxony, where the nuclear revolution is happening. Hunger for power reaches its peak as this groundbreaking invention changed prospects irreversibly. Nucleum allows people to process uranium in power plants into pure energy that is further used to energize buildings.
Once I presented my invention to King Frederick Augustus II of Saxony, I knew it will influence the continent and cause a massive change in the energy industry. From that very moment, I realized that Saxony will flourish and become the European hub of science and engineering.
Build mines on a realistic map, urbanize cities with 3 different types of buildings, build turbines that allow you to process more uranium to energize buildings. But all these things can only be done if you are connected to the cities with your railway networks using colored action tiles that need to match the color of the city for the maximum benefits. Unlock 8 unique abilities that characterize your asymmetric faction, collect resources, fulfill contracts, meet milestones set by the king himself, and become the most successful entrepreneur in history. 2 acclaimed and widely known board game designers have created something extraordinary. Nucleum will seize your tables in October. Prepare yourself for the energetic revolution.
Hello, this is Connor McGoy from Inside of Games, the designer of Summit the Board Game and the publishers of Earth. We're excited to be part of the Dice Tower Summer Spectacular to talk to you about one of our upcoming games, hitting Kickstarter in early 2024. In Block and Key, our adventurers were searching for clues. These clues have led them to a second temple, one covered in ice and snow. They will have to lay and manipulate pathway tiles in an attempt to recover artifacts as the clock runs out and the temple comes crumbling down around them. Please enjoy this first look at Clock and Key.
You and your fellow adventurers have braved the mysteries of Block and Key, only to face an even greater challenge. The clues you uncovered have led you to a once majestic temple that is now teetering on the edge of collapse. You'll have to race against the clock, building a path to recover artifacts and delivering them to secure locations while the temple crumbles around you. This is Clock and Key. By turning tiles, players explore the temple in search of precious artifacts to complete their goals. But watch out, your fellow adventurers are keen to be credited with this historic find and may shift tiles or even rotate the temple itself to block your path and beat you to the artifacts. Only the cleverest will claim their place in history. Will you uncover the secrets of the past or be buried beneath the ruins?
So, we lied. Hi, I'm Court Sackmar, the marketing coordinator for Kosmos. I know we said that we had told you all of our games that are coming out this year, but we have 2 more games that we are launching this fall. The first is called Ingenious. It is a relaunch of one of our favorite games by Reiner Knizia. This is a family game where you are competing to place tiles in just the right way. How genius are you? It's going to have a brand new box as well as some updated rules. Second, we are going to have a brand new game, Dragon Keepers, from Michael Menzel. And it features the cutest baby dragons that you have ever seen. Here's one here with me today. In this game, you play as magical shepherds who are trying to take care of these dragons and competing to be the best shepherd around. It's a card-laying game, and for more information, you're just gonna have to wait and see. But we have some stuff that we can talk about a little bit sooner. As most of you know, there is a big thing coming up in about a week. Gen Con. We're going to have not 1, not 2, but 3 games launching at Gen Con this year. We are going to have Noobs, which is a cooperative game where you are working together with your fellow newbie astronauts to try to fix the ship and get all of your missions completed. Next up, we have My Island. This, again by Ryder Knizia, is a competitive game that is a standalone but set in the same universe as My City. It is a legacy game for 2 to 4 players, where you're going to be placing down tiles as you discover an island, your island.
Whatever, in store.
Last up, we have The Lord of the Rings Adventure to Mount Doom. This is a cooperative family game where you will be helping the Fellowship move across Middle-earth to destroy, you got it, the One Ring. You're gonna have all 3 of those games for sale at our booth at Gen Con this year, 2405, in limited quantities. So make sure to come early. Plus, we're going to be selling this year's Exit Advent Calendar, The Silent Storm, as well as our 2 Advent Calendars from last year. It's Christmas in August. Thank you to Dice Tower for letting us come and crash and, clear up the truth on your summer spectacular. And we will see y'all at Gen Con.
Yes, I'm also waiting for Dice Tower Summer Spectacular Live, especially for Rebel Studio announcement. Which one? The one with the coolest video last year. The girl with the hands and all the fun stuff? You'd better watch it now. Perfect. I have 5 more minutes left. Popular board game celebrity, widely recognized for her laid-back persona and passion for the greatest outdoor, is embarking on a life-altering transformation. Our dedicated reporter is on site, delivering the latest updates on the Meadow adventure book.
Last year they told me I should come into Blossom in 2023, but I think we should let the nature take its course. The complexity, beautiful artwork, scenarios, it takes time. I feel I need to go with the flow and enjoy my time with nature. But I know that 2024 will be my year. I can feel it, I can even hear it in the wind.
I know that something related to your release has changed. What happened? You know, those 2 new guys, they're great, but I really wanted to go on adventure. I have a kingdom to save, monster to defeat, shiny equipment to get. And they say I have to wait another year? I am the hero of Avel. I have missions to complete. So the development process ended, right? Everything is ready, right? Welcome to another episode of Board Game Blind Dates, where we combine love and board games. Let's meet our cute meeples. Number 1. Introduce yourself and let us know where you come from. Hi, I'm Kling and I come from Rebel Studio. I'm looking for a quick and easy date that will love me for my depth and my love for numbers. And I think I will be a perfect partner because I will get along with your friends and family, and I'm so small that you can take me everywhere. Amazing! Number 2, how about you? Meow! I'm Lem, and I also come from Rebel Studio. Aha! What a coincidence! And what is the most interesting thing about you? I love cats. I have 40 of them, and space, so I'm looking for somebody who will be my guiding star in a sky full of possibilities. My strategy for life is simple, just to have fun. I will always make you laugh, and I'm a perfect companion for conquering space. Now let's jump into more serious questions. Number 2, if you were a board game component, what would you be and why? I would be the dice, bringing randomness and excitement to your life. Just like me, dice can turn tides and can keep people on their paths. Now, let's hear it from Kling. If I were a board game component, I would be in an action card. Just like an action card, I like to add unexpected twist to the life. With me, your days would never be boring, and I will bring a lot of excitement. What a lovely idea! Now for our final question. Kling, how would you describe your perfect partner? Someone who loves strategy, but also know how to have fun. And I think I found the right one. We will rule the galaxy together! What the f... Whoa, that was intense. So let's jump into a quick recap of all Rebel Studio news. First of all, we have 2 new games coming. Kling, which is a quick and small card game that you can take with you everywhere. And Mlem Space Agency, a cat in space theme game from your favorite author, Rainer Knizia. We are also still working on Meadow Adventure Book, which will blossom next year with its beautiful art and exciting gameplay changes. And Avel the card game, coming to its full glory as a standalone game with scenarios and new challenges. Thank you for another amazing year, and see you soon.
Okay!
Man.
I don't know what to say.
That
so much goodness there.
A lot of work went into that. Look, my cup runneth over this year. This
Another
is
Knizia game.
There's multiple Knizia games. We have Ingenious announced in here.
Yep.
We've got this new Mlem Space Agency.
I am excited.
It's a Knizia renaissance. I said it. It was a trick-taking renaissance. That's been eclipsed by the shadow
Goodbye,
of
trick-taking games.
the bow tie.
So that Nucleum game looks really impressive.
That looks good.
Oh,
I like the look of that. I like
I
that
do.
theme too.
Mm-hmm.
That's neat.
Yeah, Board and Dice, there have been a couple that I haven't played here recently. This is one that I think I'm going to actively seek out.
Yeah, it looks like a good hybrid, that good Euro mechanisms, but high thematics as well. And that's such a sweet spot for me.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
I'm always rooting for clear cards, that clock and key with the rotating cards and then the rotating board.
I'm intrigued.
That looks like a puzzle gamer's dream right there.
Yes.
Like following the path, rotating the whole thing is like Dungeon Twister kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, it's got that. It's got a little bit of Suro happening, it looks like. It's got, some spatial awareness, being able to kind of see in different dimensions and blocking other people out. It looks very interesting.
All righty, well, folks, we got 4 more announcements. Here they are.
Cut.
I already cut the meeples already.
We have an animation for this.
Oh, the box is ready. Careful, it's hot.
Let's take a look inside.
No, I was looking. Okay.
In the bustling town of Bistro Bay, it's Restaurant Week. 2 to 5 players compete to gather ingredients to satisfy food challenges and impress the celebrity critic coming to town. The local markets have a variety of delicious ingredients available. Send your chefs and be the first to see what they have to offer. You can't go everywhere, so choose where you think you'll get the best deals. Each of Bistro Bay's fascinating locations offer different options each day to make this Restaurant Week the best there ever was. Players simultaneously plan where to send their 3 top chefs. The mouse is the fastest, but can only gather 1 item. The lizard is not as fast, but carries 2 ingredients, while the slowest of your chefs, the boar, can carry 3. Every day, there's a new chef available to join your team. Bistro Bay is waiting for you to show what you can do by meeting the challenges each day and impressing the critic, proving that you own the best restaurant in town. Published by Cardboard Alchemy, with art from Sandara Tang, designed by Alex Cutler and Peter C. Haywood. Critter Kitchen is coming to Kickstarter October 24th. Better send your fastest chef to grab it.
What's up, Dice Tower crew? It's Raina from Pandasaurus Games here, and I'm super excited to be giving you the exclusive 411 on some news from Pandasaurus. We've been putting out a lot of games in the last few months, and we still have a couple more games to go. But one last game for the year that we have not announced is called Unrest. Now, Unrest is designed by Brendan Hansen, who has published Enchanted Plumes, and art is by Jorah Ross, who has done That Time You Killed Me. This is an asymmetrical 2-player card game and plays in about 10 to 20 minutes. Now, in this game, one player is going to play as the Rebellion, whose goal is to liberate 3 of the 5 city districts. On the other hand, you have the Empire, who is just trying to exhaust the Rebellion's resources before they're able to do so. Each game will be played with 4 missions, which is how the Rebellion liberates the city districts. These are all requirements that have to be met in a district in order for it to be liberated. The game comes with 11 total missions, and you always play with this green one here. The Rebellion starts the turn by placing the Area of Interest token. This signifies that they intend to play cards to either of these 2 districts. Then they will play 3 cards from their hand, 2 face down and 1 face up. Next, the Empire will get a chance to use 2 of their power tokens. The 4 available are Surveil, reveal a hidden rebel card. Destroy, discard a rebel card, keeping its position, face up or face down, the same, unless it's a misdirection card, which must always be revealed when destroyed. Reroute, place a rebel card in any district, keeping its position the same. Blockade, choose a district to block. No cards may be played there this round. Just a quick note, once the Empire uses power tokens, they are unavailable until the other 2 have been used. After all 4 have been used, they are refreshed and are available for the next round. Alright, after the Empire has used their powers, the Rebellion gets to allocate the cards to the 2 districts however they like, keeping their positions the same. At this point, if any districts have been liberated, the cards are revealed to prove that they've met a mission. These cards are discarded and the district is liberated and put off to the side. Then the Rebellion draws 3 cards from the deck. The game ends either once the Rebellion liberates 3 districts, in which case they win, or once the Rebellion needs to draw cards and they have none, in which case they lose. Besides the misdirection cards, there are 4 total suits ranging from values 2 to 6. So as more information gets revealed throughout the game, it becomes easier for the Empire to make educated decisions. Unrest is currently slated for a November retail release, but we will also have copies available at Essenspiel. It is an MSRP of $14.95 and will be available for pre-order on Pandasaurus Games website starting in September.
Last year, we released 3000 Scoundrels, a board game of bluffing, engine building, with thousands of unique characters that you can create. And this year, I'm happy to announce the Double or Nothing expansion. Now, this expansion adds everything that fans have been asking for and more. For example, fans were asking for technologies to have special abilities. Well, we did that. We gave them all unique powers, but we went one step further. We also created clear mods that you can place on top of technologies to create unique special powers. There's hundreds of unique techs that you can create now. Can't make a new expansion without a few more Scoundrels, right? Well, how about double the Scoundrels? There's now 6,000 unique combinations that you can create, and these new cards have wild new abilities and new mechanics that haven't appeared yet in the game. In addition, players get larger player boards now, so that you can have a bigger posse and really use these new Scoundrels. There's a bunch of other new mechanics as well. For example, new locations you can visit. You can also take out debts to gain an infusion of free cash, but be careful. If you don't pay off your debts by the end of the game, there might be a penalty. We also created a robust solo mode for this with 4 unique characters that you can play against. Each of these enemies plays very differently. They have their own thematic strategies and tricks that you're gonna have to learn if you want to defeat all of them. So that's just a sneak peek into some of the things that you'll find in this expansion. Honestly, I'm just so excited that this game is going to finally be available this fall. It's been a long road, you have no idea. So thank you for your support, and follow our website and our social media for more information.
Hey folks, Robert here, president of Arcane Wonders, and still trying to get used to saying that. No, I'm just kidding. It's been a year. No, actually, I'm still trying to get used to that. Summer Spectacular, big announcement video. This year, not going to do a song. Right. No, I'm definitely not doing a song. But I am going to announce something that no one has seen yet. Well, Tom has seen it, so Tom, don't act surprised. You already knew about this. So let's talk about a little game that you may or may not have ever heard of called Foundations of Rome. Now, this was a little small game that we put out on Kickstarter. We did an expansion, Roads of Fortune, for it that is now delivering at the end of the year to backers. I'm happy to report that is fully in production. I don't need to do anything else other than a couple little approvals left for some mass samples, but other than that, we're good. But yeah, this little game with these giant minis, it's a beautiful game. It's a lovely, lovely game. Emerson Masucci, it's genius. You can quote me on that. But let's talk about what's next for Foundations. And that is going to be, let's cut right to it. It's going to be Foundations of Metropolis. Now, this is not going to be a Kickstarter. This is going to be a retail version of Foundations. Obviously not set in Rome. We did promise Rome would be exclusive to that big old box. But this will be, for those who followed our first Kickstarter, this will be essentially the Senator version. So this won't have monuments or any of that. This is going to be that core Foundations experience in a smaller box without miniatures. Beautiful artwork that I'm really excited about. And this will be coming out next year. I haven't set a date yet. We're finishing things up, but I wanted to give you all a quick look. So let's actually pop over. I've got TTS up here where I've got a current mock-up of it going. So let's cut over to that. All right, so here we go. Look at this. Look at this beautiful thing. So this is going to be Foundations of Metropolis. Now, again, most of you are pretty familiar, I should hope so, with Foundations of Rome. At least you've seen it, whether you've played it or not. But one thing that we are working on, one of the reasons why it's going to push into next year, is we're still working some manufacturing on whether or not these trays are going to, because one of the beautiful things about the original Foundations of Rome was that you were able to pull out a tray, hand it to a player, and they're ready to go. I still want to capture that. So we're working a little bit on how to make these still dual layer and allow these pieces here to do that same sort of setup for you. But I did want to just give you a little look here, you know? Give you... I know. I should have a little more excitement here. And I do. I love this. It's early in the morning. I think it's the time I film this. It is 6 in the morning, and I'm currently moving offices. But yeah, so Foundations of Metropolis will be coming next year. I'm very, very excited about it. Let me cut back over to myself here. I know lots of folks have been asking, hey, look, I would love to have Foundations, but I can't have that big box. And I get it. Now, for a lot of people, for me, the big box is still where it's at. But Foundations of Metropolis, I think, is going to really hit that spot. Now, whether or not it adds things like monuments and even the Roads of Fortune things, obviously that's not going to be in the first box. That is something that if we add, it would be through later expansions. But for those who wanted that core experience, you know, in a more retail-friendly box, it's coming, and I'm super excited about it. Beyond that, obviously, we've got the Call of Duty Kickstarter launching next week, so if you haven't signed up for that, callofdutyboardgame.com, you should sign up because that gets you in with the free K9 Mini and its Kill Streak card. And then I'll see all of you at Gen Con, where I will have World Wonders, Neotopia, and Age of Wonders Planetfall all ready. And for those who have been asking about World Wonders, I know that's been a big deal around here at the Dice Tower. Pretty excited about it. I will have just shy of 500 copies. I don't expect them to last the whole show, so come early. But just so you know, I did make sure that we had enough copies for everyone. All right, I will see everyone at Gen... Oh, wait, there was one other thing. Oh, yeah. So for those wondering, since Freedom 5 is also in manufacturing, I'm going to have all those miniatures with me at Gen Con. So come see them in person. Hold them in your hands. All right. I'll see all of you at Gen Con, and take care.
All right. So, first of all, I think that Critter Kitchen
Looks great.
It's going to be another smash hit. Flamecraft was so popular.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
To play
matter.
it.
Same artist, it looks like.
Sandara Tang, yeah, but in a different,
No dragons.
No dragons, but it looks
It's got some
great.
cute lizards and a boar. I like that.
Also, now that Bonzinator is done now, and no one to get in my case what I've done to my game pieces, I have
That's
never
true.
mixed them with an egg.
That's shocking. That's shocking.
No, I applaud that.
That's a meeple.
That was amazing.
Meeple fricassee, right? Isn't that
I
Say fricassee, but yeah.
We are upping that. We're putting some stuff through a meat
how I
grinder.
say
Okay. Anyway, Critter Kitchen.
Looks great.
And Pandasaurus, that Unrest game looks pretty solid.
Yeah, that was a surprise. A $14.99
Something, yeah.
game. Looks
it
good.
looks sharp,
Very
too.
nice graphic design.
Yeah, that looks really neat.
And I gotta say, at first when I heard that 3,000 Scoundrels is getting an expansion, I was like, but that looks like it changes the game tremendously.
I feel like I've been an outlier in that I like the game as is, but this looks like it's going to take it to the next level.
This is like, I'm almost more excited sometimes to get an expansion to a game I thought was all right than one I really, really like. I really like that game already. You know what I mean?
Right, that's true.
This expansion, I really want to try the game again now with that expansion in it. Reform my thoughts. It looks great.
Yep.
And we've been sitting on this Foundations of Metropolis news for like 2 years, I think. Finally, yes. Foundations of Rome is amazing. Sure. But again, not everyone can afford it. So or
wants
space.
that space.
Well, I'll say I argued against it when we reviewed Foundations of Rome. Like, I would not want a tile version of this. I want the big monuments. But looking at the video now and the way they kept the trays in the organization, I think it looks like I might be wrong. I really like the way they're incorporating that and still making it accessible with the tray in order to keep track of your powers, that kind of stuff. I think it looks fantastic. And so looks like I might have been wrong, and I
wouldn't
really hope so.
equivocate. Let's just go right out and say, I was wrong. I blew it.
I don't know.
No? All right.
Not yet. Not there. I'm not there yet. Anytime.
It looks good. It looks very good.
Well, thank you to all the publishers who sent that to us. We hope to continue this annual tradition next year. And it was nice to be able to do this right before Gen Con.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff you heard about, almost all of it, you'll be able to see next week if you're going to Gen Con.
Fantastic.
So thank you to everyone who put in all that work and did all those things and put eggs on food. Fantastic. And some people asked if the Dice Tower has any announcements. Not really, but I'm trying something new tomorrow on the Dice Tower, so tune in and see that. That's kind of an announcement of sorts. So we might have announcements. Next week we're doing the Dice Tower Awards.
Yes.
And so we have a couple small announcements in that. Maybe not quite so small. And then that's it. So I want to thank everybody who came. Joey is already home. He jumped out here and drove home. Thanks, Joey, for coming in. Kenny has been working all around us, building the van. We're getting the van ready to take to Gen Con. Thank you to Rod for showing up. You can say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, they can't see
Bye,
you, Rod.
everybody.
That's wrong, yeah.
Rod and Joey bringing the Manor trash along with Roy.
Yep.
And Roy running all the stuff. Chris and Wendy in the comments and outside doing stuff. And then everyone here. Mike came down.
I came down.
Mike.
It's been a joy.
He is flying back to Indianapolis to basically
prep for Gen Con.
You need to cover us.
I am the
While we're
point
coming in.
person for Gen Con.
And we'll see many of you, well, not many of you, well, I don't know, maybe many of you at
All
the
of you.
Level Up Games.
We'll see all of you there.
Get to Duluth.
Get to Duluth.
Yeah, let us know if you were in the comments for this video.
Yeah.
When we see you in Duluth.
That'll be fun.
That's true. Alrighty, well, that's it. We have some cleaning up to do, getting ready, loading the van, and then taking a breather, and then getting in the van and coming to Gen Con.
On the road again.
Yes.
Until next time, though, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
I'm Z Garcia.
And we're done.
Spectacular!
Welcome to the Dice Tower Summer Spectacular, featuring live plays, contests, and we'd like to thank our sponsors and our special guests, and we hope that you enjoy.